Gaming conventions. Yes. Conventions, any kind. We love them. You like them, right? We go to them. We have fun. Spend some cash. How much cash? You willing to spend 100? 200? Maybe even 500? If you've got that kind of money to throw around. How much do you think that would get you? Quite a lot? I don't know. You'd be surprised. Let me explain. I just came back from a gaming convention that I go to quite often every year for a couple of years now. And every time I go, I take a little picture of my haul. And every year it's been getting smaller and smaller and smaller while costs continue to go up. Now, this isn't anything new. Anyone that's in any hobby or is an adult knows that bills and everything just keeps going higher and higher while pays are laughably bad at keeping pace. But somehow, some way, there are people out there that are making it work. They're able to afford it, so the prices will continue to go on and on and on until something changes. But let me show you some math real quick. Editor, let's take this Charizard card I have here for example. I pulled it 2 years ago, and back then it was worth $100, and it stayed that way for almost a year, and then boom, it doubled. Another year passes, and here we are, 400 glorious dollars for this.
Money, money, money.
Granted, there are other Pokemon cards worth way more, but for a card to go up 300% in 2 years? Holy freaking Christ, bro. This isn't groundbreaking news. I mean, plenty of others, myself included, have talked about how lucrative investing into Pokemon cards can be, especially sealed product and high-end graded cards. It outperforms the market by a lot, which is crazy to think about and see, but it just is what it is. Now take this math of this card and bring it to a convention, where before you even walk in the door, you've potentially paid $50 to $100 just to get there. I'm talking about an event ticket, parking, gas, and then food, because you're going to be there all day looking for stuff. But maybe you're a super saver and you cut these out. You starve yourself for the love of the game.
Holographic meatloaf? My favorite!
You carpool with a friend. All you paid for was the entry ticket. Alright, you save some money, you're all set. Let's go down memory lane and get you some old games you used to have while your parents were still together. What's that, champ? You want that old GameCube you used to have? Well, you better triple check everything you even remotely look at, because prices are all over the damn place. Some booths have honest prices and the people selling are willing to make a deal with you. Other people are firm on their pricing, but it's nothing too overpriced. Then you got the scumbag booths at 2 times, at 3 times, 5 times over eBay listings. Yep, maybe because of the convenience of it being right here, right now, or you just don't know better. You gotta have it, so you buy it. Editor, put me back on screen. Like this cute little Whooper. Isn't he cute? You got a little friend? Aww. Guess how much I paid for this? How much would you be willing to pay for this? Oh, wait. Get a number in your head. Guess? I'll tell you what I paid for it.
$55.
Damn!
Yeah, 55 big ones for a little plushie. Granted, it usually sells for $24 on the Pokemon Center website, and it's currently in stock as I make this video. And in the moment of them selling this thing to me and my wife, I knew I was paying a premium, just not a 2 times premium. I mean, Pokemon stuff does sell out quickly, and that was the only thing that crossed my mind as they told me that price. So I assumed it was out of stock, maybe to never be made again. Unfortunately, I was wrong, but it is what it is, and I like it, and my wife loves it. We're happy. It all works out in the end. But they also had something else we wanted. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the GameCube. Not a great game, but not a terrible game, but my wife played it a bunch as a kid and wanted it again. All right. What's the $50? This is where my brain went.
Oh no! Oh no!
I shouldn't have let my guard down for this place. Time to price check, unfortunately. And wouldn't you know, over the prices by 2 times. How about a round of applause for the booth that almost scammed me not once, but twice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I then found that game for $20 complete with original case and manual.
Success!
Fortunately, what happened to me no doubt happened to others that day and will continue to happen so long as people like me pay without question or doing research. Which sucks, because there was a time when I was way more comfortable buying stuff from vendors years ago, doing no research, no price checking. I just trusted them. We were just two gamers sharing a love and passion for the hobby.
I thought I was the only one. You're like me.
Now it's every man for themselves. And it sucks to spend a bunch of time in a booth price checking every step of the way because you can't afford to get hit with 2 times, 3 time markups over and over again when you're not even halfway through the vending floor yet. I could go in with a budget of like $200 and get a decent amount of mainstream items 2 years ago. I'm talking about a console of your choice. They bundle it with a controller, maybe even a memory card. You pick up a couple games and a second controller, and maybe even some extra bits and ends because you looked around first and remembered what was cheapest where, or you just made a really good deal. Same budget today, but the same strategies wouldn't even get you, I don't even know, half that. And it's insane to think about that because 2 years is not a lot of time to pass. And it's also not like I've personally bought up all the low tier or mid tier items for my niche so that only expensive items remain. Here's another example. Check this out. This vintage Pikachu keychain.
Pikachu!
$35.
I know what you're probably thinking right now. Brother, you didn't like the price. Why the fuck did you get it? And to that I say,
Correct!
I just like the guy who sold it to me. He told me his whole backstory and how he worked for the company that made the item and so on and so forth. I'm a sucker for an item with a nice backstory, alright? But now that that's all said and done, let's take a second and breathe. Because now we're going to talk about Pokemon cards! I know. Grona, Unk, Mei complaining about Pokemon cards again, but god damn, man, if I really had no care for my budget, I could walk out with 1 card. Maybe 2 if I feel up for using both my hands. You see, before I went to this convention, I already took inventory for all my cards. I'm at the point where I have bought the same cards a few times here and there. Nothing expensive, but, you know, it's something you want to avoid. And holy Christ, what is going on with these card prices? I thought things were getting better.
Oh my god!
Granted, this is Dex and not TCG where I can put in conditions on my collection, so we can take a couple grand off this total, I'd say. But it's still insane. That price tag, insane. But let's look at some of the cards that I personally own. Like this Promo Blastoise. Sick as hell. From the XY era, and it sat in the $20 range for years. A little interesting, it didn't grow at all slowly, but oh, what's that? Look here, a year ago the price triples, $20 to $60. Up and down a little bit, now we're at $113. And then it happens again. Slight fall. We go into 2026, it's valued at $200 range. All for a promo card. You know those cards that easily get messed up because they're not secured in the box and they're not protected all that well? At least back then they definitely weren't. And let's also take into account that that's a 700% price increase.
Holy Christ.
I'll give another example. Take this Snorlax. Awesome looking card. Snorlax is popular. I was lucky to get it at a garage sale for $1/4.
Oh my god! 4 quarters!
This card also comes from Skyridge, last set of Wizards of the Coast. So we got a popular card, an old card, and it's from the last set of Wizards. Alright, well let's take a look at the price chart. Normal non-holo variant that I own, Sat around the high teens, low 20s for a very long time. And it probably was below those numbers if we could look back even further. Same pattern as that Blastoise. Shoots up in 2025, some up and down growth. Now here we are in 2026. Now it's worth in the $80 range, a 320% price increase. And I'm not cherry picking here. Look at all these other cards that follow the same pattern. This is just the general state of the Pokemon card hobby. You want old stuff? Get fucked. You want new stuff? Again, get fucked. Past, present, and into the foreseeable future, you will not be able to afford or obtain anything Pokemon card related unless you're rich or willing to buy a crumb of overpriced product to slowly build your personal collection. I got out of the Pokemon card game a while ago, probably around the time Journey Together came out, and even then the sets prior were super hard to get my hands on. But between all this hype, the demand, the scalpers, these insane prices, and dare I say market manipulation, people beating each other up and killing one another over for fucking Pikachu, I'm out, man. And it sucks, because when I went through all my cards, it kind of relit the little Loot Goblin in me, and I even built a wish list to hunt for some cards. But whether I found any card I wanted in a case, binder, sleeve box, they were all priced so ridiculously high. Even if they were LP, MP, HP, fucking damage. I saw some damage cards that were still listed at like $50, $30. And they're not even hollows. They're just old. It's ridiculous, man. And it sucks because it's not even people scalping. That's just what the market value says these cards are worth at these conditions. It's nuts. Like, this Psyduck on a swing set. $100, please! I can't do it anymore. Alright, bye.